Good morning, students. So today we are going to start a new chapter in mathematics, ratio, proportion and unitary method, chapter 8. So these are the few key concepts you will study in this chapter: ratio, difference between fraction and ratio, simplification of ratio, dividing a quantity in a given ratio, comparison of ratios, proportion, unitary method. Okay, now let us discuss. In our daily life we often compare two quantities in terms of their magnitudes. For example, suppose in a test of 100 marks, Amit and Rahul scored 60 marks and 75 marks respectively. Since 75 minus 60 equals to 15, we compare their marks by saying that Rahul scored 15 more marks than Amit. We can also compare their marks by division as shown. Amit's marks by Rahul's marks equals to 60 by 70. Means Rahul got 75 and Amit got 60. So we compare it by division. 60 by 70 equals to 4 by 5. Amit's mark equals to 4 by 5 times Rahul's mark. Okay, so we can say that Amit's marks equals to 4 by 5 times Rahul's marks. This method of comparison by division is known as ratio. So this method of comparison by division is known as ratio. Now ratio. Ratio is the relation obtained between two quantities. What is ratio? Ratio is the relation obtained between two quantities of the comparable kind by dividing one quantity by the other. Ratio is denoted by a colon. This is called colon. The ratio between two non-zero numbers x and y is x by y. So the ratio between two non-zero numbers x and y is x by y. It is denoted by x is to y, comma, where x and y are called the terms of the ratio. Okay. Also the first term x is known as the antecedent and the second term y is known as the consequent. For example, the ratio between 6 balls and 5 balls is 6 is to 5. The ratio between 15 rupees and 11 rupees is 15 is to 11. One more information is given here. There is no relation between two quantities which are not of the same kind. So we cannot establish a relation between two quantities which are not of same kind. Points to remember. A ratio does not have a unit of measurement. Okay, a ratio doesn't have a unit of measurement. You cannot measure the ratio. Ratio equals to antecedent divided by consequent. A ratio can be expressed as a fraction. We can express a ratio as a fraction. A ratio x is to y is defined only if x and y are non-zero numbers. When we can define a ratio x is to y? Only if x and y are non-zero numbers. The ratio x is to y is not equal to y is to x. If the ratio is given x is to y, you cannot say that it is equal to y is to x unless x is equal to y. If both the variables are same, then we can say x is to y and y is to x. But otherwise we cannot say the ratio x is to y is not equal to y is to x. Now see here, if a equals to 5 and b equals to 2, find a is to b. Number 2, a minus b bracket open bracket close is to b. Number 3, bracket open a minus b bracket close is to bracket open a plus b bracket close. So you have to find using these variables. Find the ratio between first two multiples of 3. So you can try these things, okay? Now come to difference between fraction and ratio. The table given below shows the difference between a fraction and a ratio. Fraction. It is used to represent a part of a whole. Okay? Fraction is used to represent a part of whole. Ratio. It is used to compare two quantities using division. And what is ratio? It is used to compare two quantities using division. The fraction A is to B represents A parts out of B, equal parts of a whole. It means B is the equal part of a whole and this A represents a part of B. Okay. The ratio A is to B represents that for A parts of the first quantity, there are B parts of the second quantity. In a fraction, denominator represents the total parts of the whole. In a fraction, denominator represents the total parts of the whole. This is the denominator and it represents the total part of the whole. But in ratio, antecedent or consequent may or may not represent the total of the two quantities. So it is clearly given in a ratio, antecedent or consequent may or may not represent the total of the two quantities. Okay. Now let us move to next page. As you can see clearly, example 1. Let us see example 1. Find the ratio between 2.75 kg and 750 gram. Now here the question is, these two digits or units are different. How these are different? This is kg, this is 2.75 kg and this is 750 gram. So units are different, okay? Now we know that 2.75 kg equals to 2.75 into 1000 gram equals to 2750 grams. Okay. So what we do, we convert this kg into gram. How we can convert kg into gram? By multiplying it with 1000. Okay. Thus the ratio between 2750 gram and 750 gram equals to 2750 by 750 equals to 11 by 3. So the ratio of 2.75 kg and 750 gram equals to 11 is to 3. So students, what you have to keep in mind while converting the given numbers into ratio, that these numbers should be in same units. Okay. Now let us discuss example 2. In a class of 50 students, 17 are boys and the rest are girls. Find the ratio between the number of boys and girls. To find the ratio between the number of boys and girls, we have to find the numbers of girls also, because number of boys are given. So what we have to do, we will subtract 17 from 50, because 50, there are total number of students in a class equals to 50. So we subtract 50 and 17. It becomes 33. Okay. Therefore, ratio between two number of boys and girls equals to number of boys divided by number of girls equals to 17 by 33. So the ratio between the number of boys and girls equals to 17 is to 33. Okay. Now question number 3. The ratio of the number of balloons with Arun and Arpita is 3:7. Okay. Ratio is given. Ratio of the number of balloons with Arun and Arpita equals to 3:7. If Arun has 15 balloons, then find the number of balloons Arpita has. Now total number of balloons are not given, only it is given in the ratio. Okay. So we know that ratio equals to antecedent divided by consequent. Okay. So what we do, Arun's balloon is antecedent divided by Arpita's balloons, it is consequent. It becomes 3:7. Now number of Arun's balloon is given 15 So we can write 15 by Arpita's balloons equals to 3 by 7. Okay. Now by doing cross multiply, we find that Arpita's balloons equals to 7 by 3 into 15, and the answer becomes 35. So students, in this way you have to complete question number 3. Now question number 4. Example 4. It is similar to example 3. Okay. No need of explanation. Now come to simplification of ratios. A ratio is always expressed in its lowest or simplest terms by cancelling out the common factors from the antecedent and consequent. So whenever you have to express in ratio, it is always expressed in its lowest or simplest terms. How? By cancelling out the common factors from the antecedent and consequent. Okay. If both the terms of a ratio are fractions, then multiply the antecedent and consequent by the LCM of their denominators. It is very easy. As you can see, example 1, 35 is to 75. Ratio is given. Now what you have to do, you have to divide it. Okay. And you have to find it in lower terms, simplest terms you can say. So 35 and 75. What you have to do, you have to find the HCF of both the numbers. Okay. And then what you have to do, you have to divide this antecedent as well as consequent by the HCF, and your answer becomes 7 by 15. So the simplest ratio will be 7 is to 15. Okay. So in this way you have to convert. Now question number B. The LCM of denominators 3 by 20 is to 1 by 40 is given. Okay. So what you have to do, the LCM of the denominators 20 and 40 is 40. Multiplying both the terms by 40, we get 3 by 20 into 40 is to 1 by 40 into 40. So we get the answer 3 into 2 is to 1. So the ratio will be 6 is to 1. Okay. So students, you have to complete this kind of questions in this way. I will explain you these questions, or I will solve you this type of questions on the blackboard or whiteboard. Okay. But just listen to me carefully, so that by listening to me you can understand, or you can try to solve these problems. Here are a few questions given. You can try this. Okay. Now let us move to next page. To divide a given quantity in a given ratio. How can you divide a given quantity in a given ratio? Suppose A is to be divided in the ratio x is to y. Then again I am repeating this. Suppose A is to be divided in the ratio x is to y. Okay. First part equals to x divided by x plus y, bracket open close, into A, and second part equals to y divided by x plus y into A. Okay. Now see, you will understand with the help of this example. A rope of length 150 centimeter is divided into two pieces such that their lengths are in the ratio 3 is to 7. Find the length of each piece of the rope. Now first of all, understand this question. The rope of length 150 centimeter is divided into two pieces. There is a rope whose length is 150 centimeter and it is divided into two pieces such that their lengths are in the ratio 3 is to 7. Now what happens? It is divided into two pieces and their lengths are in the ratio 3 is to 7. Now what you have to do? Find the length of each piece of the rope. Now you have to find the length of each piece of the rope. How to find it? It is very easy. Length of first rope 3 divided by 3 plus 7. Why we are dividing 3 by divided by 3 plus 7? Because it is given here. Okay. And then what we do? We multiply it by A. A means the total length. Okay. Why we are writing here 3? Because first means in ratio, first antecedent is 3. Okay, so 3 divided by 3 plus 7 into 150 equals to 3 by 10 into 150 equals to 45 centimeter. So by solving this problem, we get the answer 45 centimeter. Okay, you know the process. 3 divided by 3 plus 7 into 150. So 3 plus 7 becomes 10. 3 by 10 into 150, 0, 0. We cut 0 and 0, then 15 3 is a 45. In the same way, we find the length of second piece. This one is 7, antecedent is 7, sorry, consequent is 7. So what we do, we divide 7 divided by 3 plus 7 into 150. So it becomes 7 by 10 into 150, and when we multiply 7 into 15, we get the answer 105 centimeter. Okay, so you have to solve this type of question in this way. Now example 7 is similar, 8 is also similar. Now comparison of the ratios. How can you compare the ratios? It is also very easy to compare two or more ratios. We first express them as fractions. What we do, we first express them as fractions. For any two ratios, P by Q and R by S, if P into S means we are doing cross multiply, you can see P into S is greater than Q into R, then we can write P by Q is greater than R by S. In the same way, if P into S is less than Q into R, then we can write P by Q is less than R by S. And again, if P into S equals to Q into R, we can write P by Q equals to R by S. So in this way, we can compare the ratios. Now let us see one example so that it will be clear to you. 5 by 9, sorry, 5 is to 9 and 6 is to 11. Now 5 is to 9 we can write it as 5 by 9, and 6 is to 11 we can write it as 6 by 11. So what we do? We do the cross multiply, means 5 into 11 equals to 55 and 9 into 6 equals to 54. So 55 is greater than 54. So what we have to do, this side means this one will be greater. So we can write 5 by 9 is greater than 6 by 11. So in the terms of ratio, we have to write 5 is to 9 is greater than 6 is to 11. Okay, so we have to solve this type of questions in this way, students. Now let us solve exercise 8.1. Okay students, so now let us start exercise 8.1. Question number 1, fill in the blanks. So you can complete these fill in the blanks by your own in your mathematics class or copy. Now let us start with question number 2. Find the ratio between the following. As you can see, question number 2a, I have already solved this question. The question is 1 kg you have to convert, or you have to find the ratio between 1 kg and 900 gram. Now students, the problem is we cannot find the ratio between kg and gram. Okay, if we have to find the ratio, we have to find it between the two similar units. Okay, so what we have to do, we will convert this kg into gram. Okay, we know that 1 kg equals to 1000 gram. Ratio between 1000 gram and 900 gram equals to 1000 by 900, and then we get the answer 10 by 9. So the ratio becomes 10 is to 9. Now students, in same way we have to solve question number C. As you can see, we have to find the ratio between 1 meter 30 centimeter and 40 centimeter. Now as it is given in meter and centimeter, so we have to convert it into similar unit. Okay, so what we will do, we will convert this 1 meter 30 centimeter into centimeter. How? We know that 1 meter equals to 100 centimeter. So 1 meter 30 centimeter equals to 100 centimeter plus 30 centimeter equals to 130 centimeter. Now as you can see, this is also centimeter and this is also centimeter. Now we can easily find the ratio between these two numbers. Ratio between 130 centimeter and 40 centimeter equals to 130 divided by 40. So we get the answer 13 by 4, and then we get the ratio 13:4. Okay. Now students, let us move to question number 3. Question number 3 is, write the given ratios in their simplest form. Okay, you have to write the given ratios in simplest form. So let us start with question number C. In simplest form, what usually we do, we just find the HCF of both numerator and denominator. Okay, but in this case what we have to do, let us see. 1:3/5. So as you can see, in this case only numerator is given, there is no denominator. So what we do, we put here 1 as a denominator. Now the question becomes 1/1:3/5. Okay, now what we do, we divide these two numbers, this one and this one. As you can see, I have already divided 1/1 divided by 3/5. Divide means we have to multiply and then we reciprocal these fractions. Okay, numerator will become denominator and denominator will become numerator, and then we get the answer 5/3. Okay students, so in this way you have to complete question number 3. Okay students, now let us start word problems. Question number 4. In a committee of 440 members, 110 members are women and the rest are all men. Find the ratio between the number of women and men in the committee. So the question is, we have to find the ratio between the number of women and men in the committee, but we don't have the number of men. So first we will find the number of men. Let us see how. As you can see clearly, total members in a committee equals to 440. Okay, number of women members equals to 110. So to find the number of male members, what we do, we subtract 110 from 440 and we get the answer 330. So number of men members equals to 330. Now we can easily find the ratio. Therefore the ratio between the number of women and men equals to 110:330. After simplifying, we get the answer 1:3. So the ratio between number of women and men equals to 1:3. Okay students, now let us move to next question. Okay students, now let us move to question number 5. Tarun is twice as old as Tia. Write the ratio of Tarun's age to Tia's age and Tia's age to Tarun's age. Okay, now let us see how to solve this question. Let the age of Tia equals to x. Okay, we don't know the age of Tia, neither we know the age of Tarun. So as it is given in the book, Tarun is twice the age of Tia. So we take Tia's age equals to x and Tarun's age equals to 2x. Why 2x? Because Tarun's age is twice Tia's age. Understood? Now, ratio of Tarun's age to Tia's age equals to 2x is to x. Then we simplify it, or you can say we reduce it in lowest term. So 2x by x equals to x. We can cancel x and then we get the answer 2/1. So when we convert it into ratio, we get the answer 2:1. In the same way, to find the ratio of Tia's age to Tarun's age, we will write first Tia's age, that is x, then Tarun's age, 2x. So x is to 2x. Now x by 2x. So we can cancel x and then we get the answer 1/2, and finally we convert it into ratio and it becomes 1:2. Okay students, so in this way you have to solve question number 5. Now let us move to next question. Okay students, now let us move to question number 8. Divide 75 in the ratio 2:3. So how we will solve this question? By using this formula. First part equals to bracket open x divided by x plus y, bracket close, into a, and then second part equals to y divided by x plus y bracket open close into a. So this is your formula. Now let us solve this question with the help of this formula. So this 2 you can take x and this 3 you can take y, and this will be a. Okay, now let us use the formula. First part, equals to x means 2 divided by x plus y 2 plus 3 into a means 75. Okay, I hope you all have understood how I brought this 2 divided by 2 plus 3 into 75. This 2 is x, okay, this 3 is y, and a is 75. Okay, total unit. Now 2 divided by 2 plus 3 means 2 by 5 into 75. Now what we will do, we will reduce 75 and 5 into lowest term. How? 5 1 ja 5, 5 1 ja 5, 5 5 ja 5 5 ja 25. Okay, now 2 into 15 equals to 30. Okay, now this 2 by 3 into by 3, this 2 or you can say x becomes 30. Now let us solve for second part. We write the formula y divided by x plus y. So y is 3, bracket open, 3 divided by x plus y means 3 plus 2 plus 3 into a means 75. Okay, now 3 divided by 5 into 75. 5 1 ja 5, 5 15 ja 75. 3 into 15 equals to 45. So students, in this way we can solve this type of question. As you can see, the first part will be 30 and second part will be 45. Okay students, now let us move to next question. Okay students, now we have to solve question number 11. The angles of a triangle are in the ratio 1:7:2. Also, the sum of the angles of a triangle is 180 degree. Find the angles of the given triangle. Now students, as you can see, I have solved this question. We know that the sum of the angles of a triangle equals to 180 degree. It is already given in the book. Now let us solve. First angle equals to x divided by x plus y plus z. Why we are doing this? Because angles are there and it is given in the ratios, 3 ratios, 1:7:2. Okay, so what we do, x divided by x plus y plus z into a means 180 degree. Okay, so it becomes 1 divided by 1 plus 7 plus 2, and we get the answer 18 after solving. Okay, so the first angle is 18 degree. Now second angle equals to y divided by x plus y plus z into a means 7 divided by 1 plus 7 plus 2 into 180, and then we get the answer 126 degree. Okay, now in third case, or you can say in third angle equals to 2 divided by 1 plus 7 plus 2 into 180 degree. After solving we get 2 by 10 into 180, and then final answer we get equals to 36 degree. Therefore the angles of a triangle are 18 degree, 126 degree and 36 degree. So students, in this way you have to solve question number 11 as well as question number 10 in your mathematics class or copy. Now let us move to next question. Okay students, now let us move to question number 13. Compare the following ratios. Okay, so our first question is, I am solving question number F. We have to compare 8:15 and 7:16. Now 8:15 equals to 8 by 15 and 7:16 equals to 7 by 16. Now what we have to do, we have to cross multiply these fractions, 8 by 15 and 7 by 16. As you can see, I have done here 8 into 16 and 15 into 7. 8 into 16 and 15 into 7. Now after multiplying we get 128. When we multiply this 8 into 16 we get 128, and when we multiply 15 into 7 we get answer 105. Okay, so 128 is greater than 105. Now if 128 means this side, if it is greater, then what we do, we take this one is greater. Okay, means 8 by 15 is greater than 7 by 16. So since 8 by 15 is greater than 7 by 16, so we can write 8 is to 15 is greater than 7 is to 16. So students, in this way you have to solve question number 13 in your mathematics classwork copy. Thank you and have a nice day ahead.